just to give you some perspective, he's had clips where he's told kids as young as like 6-7 years old that are playing that Santa Claus isn't real. Thank you for that.
You did it twice, Bobby.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
It's allowed.
Ahoy, laddies. I don't know if Irish people say ahoy, but...
yeah, maybe.
No, it just felt right.
They're shanty adjacent.
Yeah, they're not pirates, but I can
Limericks,
see seafarers, perhaps. Yeah. Anyway, welcome to the St. Patrick's Day episode of the Joystick Show, also known as episode 281.
Yeah. Wait, it's St. Patrick's Day?
No,
I didn't know.
Yeah. I was also gonna say, maybe in typical... In a per St. Patrick's Day fashion, maybe this will be the other episode that goes super viral and we get like 500 views. But let's see, In the meantime, if this does get 500 views, like the video, subscribe. You ever seen Nick Merckx' YouTube videos? He goes, like the video. He says it very aggressively.
Every YouTuber, we don't really have one. Every YouTuber has like a very a certain cadence. It's like very specific, you know.
Maybe I'll come up
with and subscribe.
I'll come up with a phrase that means that, but it doesn't say. Something like, I don't know. Wipe twice or something, and then they'll know what to do. So we'll figure it out.
Shove that thumb up there.
Exactly. Yeah. So we'll workshop it, and we'll come up with something that you'll all love. All right. I have a lot of stuff I want to talk about. Very excited to talk about this stuff because it feels like, you know how it goes. We have the behind the scenes look of the podcast. We go all these weeks of just, flying by like, we'll figure out what we're going to talk about right then and there. And then you have one of those weeks where you just watch... You're just consumed by so much stuff, and you're like, "Oh my god, I have so many opinions."
And I've noticed those are also the same ones where we have a holiday one, so it's always it's always weird. Like Thanksgiving, we also have a ton of shit to talk about, so it's we kind of have to juggle that.
But the first thing I actually wanted to talk about was a streamer.
Okay.
Has anybody ever heard of the streamer named Dr. Witnesser?
Nope.
No, I have not.
Thank God. Okay, so Dr. Witnesser is a Christian content creator. His specialty is for the past 6 or 7 years, he's been streaming Fortnite under the name Dr. Witnesser. His whole spiel is he basically goes into Fortnite lobbies in the hopes of partnering with people who use their microphones so that he could spread the word of God. Yes. But what it actually turns into is him specifically looking for children so that he can shove his crazy rhetoric down their throats, and it is insane some of the shit that this guy says. Okay, so to give you perspective, right? Again, I or not again because I haven't said anything, but I'm not trying to shame the guy, at least not in terms of looks. But think of your typical neck beard, and this is what this guy looks like. Okay,
I'm thinking I don't know if you know Matt from Achievement Hunter, but worse.
Yeah, fatter. Peter Griffin with a neck beard, with the glasses.
Like the South Park World of Warcraft guy.
Kind of there, just not the ponytail.
I'm thinking about the Collector and the Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah, no ponytail. That's what I'm getting at. You take the ponytail, take the ponytail out and you got it. Yeah. So that's kind of the vibe. And yeah, just to give you some perspective, he's had clips where he's told kids as young as 6-7 years old that are playing that Santa Claus isn't real. Thank you for that.
You did it twice, Bobby.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
It's allowed.
But he there's another famous clip where he's playing with a young Muslim boy who's probably no older than 9, and when he finds out that the boy is Muslim, he straight up tells him well, when you die, you are going to hell. You are going to burn in hell, straight up, crazy shit like that. My personal favorite is a clip where actually I'll get to that in a second. Just to give you one more little piece. There's another clip where he gets into a lobby. He asks, I think it's a teenage guy or a young adult white dude, and he's like, "You believe in Jesus Christ?" The guy's like, "Yeah, I do." And then he asks something, and his response, he's basically trying to get the guy to say some very, not dramatic, but extreme response. But the guy's just like, "No, it's fine. You can do whatever you want." And the guy's like, "Well, that's actually the wrong way of thinking, and you're an agent of Satan." So he just says shit like that.
It seems very accusatory. Yeah,
so much so, and he means it too. And then my personal favorite is there's a clip where he gets into a Fortnite lobby with a kid who is no older than 8 years old. right? If no older than 10, but probably 8 years old. I'm not exaggerating.
Young,
very young.
Just got allowed internet access by his parents.
The guy asks the kid if he believes in Jesus Christ, and the kid says, "Yeah, I do." Right? The kid goes on, and I'm not making this up. You can look this up. The kid goes on, and he's like, "But it's cool if you think other things." He's like, some people at my school think differently, and if they want it, I think it's cool. Like, I think it's interesting. And the guy's like, "Well, actually, they're wrong because there's only one way that the world created, and it was through God." And they're like, it's like this kid in 15 seconds proved that not only is he smarter than you, but he has more empathy in like his fucking left hand than you have in your entire
like
body.
I don't know, this guy's like his mission, I guess I'm trying to say, would be wrong because like for the most part, children are pretty religious. Like parents really go down that road. You know, they hammered that down. I know me, I was in church all the time, and like my parents aren't even that religious. You know, it's just they want to instill like those morals and all of that. So it's like you're trying to convert a kid that is already probably following the rules. You know, and then also I think the kid also understands that these other religions also believe in the same God. They disagree with the prophet. They don't disagree with the God. The God's the same fucking dude most of the time.
Yeah. So, you know, point is that's kind of the vibe of Dr. Witnesser. Now, real quick, another point I want to talk about is kind of his shtick, his spiel, how he packages himself. Yeah. He is a really, really big fan of Dr. Disrespect, hence the name Dr. Witnesser. Right. Feel free to take the beard off at any point, by the way. I'm glad that you're committing to the bit, but you know,
I got it.
As a real beard haver, I know the struggle. It's crazy. That being said, he's a huge Dr. Disrespect fan. There's clips of him like big donating to Dr. Disrespect just so he could read his message, and he like giggles when he reads it. And this is like a 40-year-old man with kids. It's it's cringy as hell. Needless to say, his whole persona as Dr. Witnesser is a rip-off of Dr. Disrespect. So he sits in a chair, he wears sunglasses, the green screen, he has the whole Miami Vice-esque backdrop, but it's all God-related, okay?
That's funny.
A couple of weeks ago from today, right?
Oh, shit.
He posts a tweet, and I don't know the whole tweet in full, but just paraphrasing. I won't bring it up right now, but he says something along the lines of, "Hello everyone, I was involved in a very serious accident that I'm now recovering from. I plan on returning to stream in a few days, and I would ask everybody's empathy and prayers for me as I do it, because it won't be easy for me. It'll be an adjustment for you all," or something like that. And a lot of people, keep in mind, this is a pretty infamous person. Not many people are like, "Go Dr. Witnesser," but people were like, "Oh man, I hope he's okay," you know? He has his first stream. The stream pops up, and he has now shifted to being a VTuber who streams as, lo and behold, a fucking peanut. He goes by the name The Faithful Sheriff.
Yep.
And now he is a streaming peanut
who spreads the word of God.
Spreads the word of God.
That is incredible. That is fantastic.
He does it's the peanut, the backdrops. He does the noises that he makes. He wrote a whole origin story for it, which is one of the cringiest things I've ever heard, where it's like the lore is that Burnt Peanut put a spell on him that turned him into the Faithful Sheriff, and he can feel like the demon bungulator in him coming out.
Peanut can sue him.
It's fucking strange. And he says the only way that he'll be able to like turn back into Dr. Witnesser is if Dr. Peanut sees it and responds or something like that. So he's like holding his fan base hostage or whatever until whatever. All this to say, couple days ago, our good pal Super Mega posted a meme where they took whatever the fuck is the Sheriff Witnesser, I don't even remember, the Faithful Sheriff's avatar as the peanut, and photoshopped a male genitalia onto it, the penis and balls, okay?
This is what I saw.
So, you know, he sees it and he's very upset. Okay, he responds, but what I need to actually like say word for word are this guy's responses, because holy shit, for somebody who is this deep into the internet, he just does not understand trolling at all, right? So they put up the meme. Granted, I won't share it, of course, because there's literally a penis in it. But he goes, "I don't think I would have to post this, but apparently some of y'all are a little slow. I don't know these people, and I never asked for this. Obviously, this is a joke that they did." Super Mega responds, "You requested us to do this for you." The Faithful Sheriff responds, "What in the world are you talking about? No, I didn't." Now, you guys know Super Mega fans.
Yeah.
A fan that goes by Reagan posted, "I was in the room, bro. I heard you ask for this." The faithful sheriff responds, "What room are you talking about?" A man named Riker responds, "The room, man. You were on board." The faithful sheriff, "What room and when was this?" Like, you are all seriously trolling right now? Like, he is so stupidly gullible and stupid, bro. That being said, the dude is just a work of art, honestly. Like, just the fact that he's able to rip things off like this.
And it's ironic because he doesn't understand internet culture, but he's trying to rip off of it.
Yeah. And then the last thing I'll say is I ended up watching a pretty good Curtis Connor video on it. And in typical Curtis Connor fashion, he ends it with basically like accusing witnesser / sheriff of being like a hypocrite. And he's like, for being such a servant of God, you sure do sin a lot. And he like goes through the 7 deadly sins, and it's like clip after clip of this guy just like yelling at people in the game for having different beliefs or being envious of Dr. Peanut and stealing all his shit. And it's like, bro, it's so disingenuous, but it's so funny at the same time. So that is the chronicle of Dr. Witnesser.
Okay, so I've seen now that I'm thinking about it, I've seen like his the nameplate he had, the Dr. Disrespect Dr. Witnesser nameplate. Like, I've seen that before, so it all comes full circle.
I got an Instagram read quickly explaining it, who that guy was, but I like this story better.
Thank you, I appreciate it. See, this maybe I should just do this full time, just like break down internet stories on YouTube,
and then put on
that beep
reels.
the camera?
It might have been. You see, you got to be on fucking par.
It just happened. It was just on, bro. God. I looked over that 2 minutes ago, and it was just on.
Jerry's the new producer.
It just turned off, bro.
Hold on.
Hold.
And we're good.
Nice.
Back up.
Hey.
Fucking put the SD cards in the washing machine last episode. Battery dies this episode. There's one thing Robert is. It's professional.
Next episode, I will fall.
Speaking of professional, why don't we talk about some professional sports, though?
Professional sports.
Wow.
Firstly, before we get into what I want to talk about, which is the Olympics of baseball.
Yeah, we do have to
mention a couple of things. There are some big underdog stories in sports. Firstly, I would like to give a shout out of Bobby knowing the team of Wrexham, owned by Ryan Roberts and Rob McElhenney. Mm-hmm. They are currently up for a playoff spot, meaning if they win,
they go all
the way to the Premier League, which is the first time that ever happened.
Insane.
It did happen. It did happen in the French league once, where a team did that. But who gives a fuck about the French league, right? This is the real deal. How cool!
Could potentially be playing with Arsenal, Manchester United,
and there's some team from fucking Wales.
Yep.
Who cares? I do, because that's awesome.
It's also a great sports story.
Champions League. There is a team from Norway who has beat basically Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich. Like, they've beaten all the best teams.
Mm-hmm.
Their name is Bodo Glimt, and they're on like a underdog run right now.
Beautiful.
Beating all these teams. They're gonna have to face one of the big dogs again, so people think they're gonna lose, but I have the faith. Also, going back to America, a basketball player put up the most amount of points ever, essentially.
Second most amount of points.
Yeah, but
in the modern era.
The other game wasn't filmed, and it was in Hershey, Pennsylvania. It does not count.
No, it counts, but I also agree with Dylan. I agree with Dylan.
It's 75% counts.
And granted, like, I do want to focus more on the WBC, but I just, real quick tangent, I have mentioned it in the chat. I've mentioned it to my coworker at work. Mm-hmm. I am so sick and tired of people trying to, like, dumb down Bam Adebayo's achievement.
Right.
Like, yeah, sure, he scored 42 fucking free throws, whatever it was, but, like, that's crazy. He scored 83 fucking points in an NBA game.
And of course, it all had the fall in play. Like, people think it's rigged because on FanDuel, his, like, points that he was supposed to get was like 40 something, and then it's like, why would the line for Bam Adebayo be so high? And it's like all of their players were injured, so they just gave him the ball the whole time,
and he's not even an offensive player.
The first 28 points in the game were scored by Alex Sarr on the Wizards and Bam Adebayo on the Heat. No one else scored in the game. It was just them going back and forth. So it was just like that. And then you have a team that's trying to lose in the Wizards. They traded all their best players. Like, of course it happened because everything had to like align. 100%.
Yeah.
But still, it's really fucking impressive, no matter how you do it.
100%.
Right.
Points are points, and he still shot under 50%, which is also really
Right.
48, 46, something like that.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Who's in the lead in the fantasy right now? Which one?
Jerry.
Me.
Just want to say, at this point, it is going to be one of you, and a congratulations to either of.
Yeah, Jerry's got it. I didn't update my lineup Monday and Tuesday, I think, so I think Jerry's got it.
Jerry, the numbers guy.
It's
man.
over.
Shout outs, but yeah, shout outs to soccer, shout outs to basketball, but shout outs to fucking baseball. Man.
Shout outs to baseball.
So first of all, I really like this whole like Dylan filling us up with the sports highlights.
What? So here's the thing. What part of the newscast are we? Is it like? I wait.
Well, we are a newscast.
Yeah.
Each one of us has like a different thing.
Yeah.
You know?
So I mean,
your
like,
sports.
because like you're the movie pop culture guy.
I like it.
But
Leonard
I feel
Maltin.
like you're the host, and then Joey would get the job, and then you're like envious of Joey for having the job.
Yeah, probably.
And then Jerry's weather.
I was also thinking Jerry was weather.
What's going on? It's cold.
It's cold.
Yo, it's cold.
Put on
It's like, yeah,
sweater.
it is. But yeah, there's basically the World Baseball Classic, which is all of the different countries have their teams. It's a little bullshit. A bunch of people who play for Mexico aren't even Mexican. A bunch of people who play for Italy are just Italian descent who live in the Midwest in New Jersey. But we're all having a fun time with it.
Also, if I could just jump in
Yeah,
here,
go ahead.
shout outs to that pitcher from Czechia, I believe it was, who pitched, 4.5 perfect innings and before he was taken out. Guy is a full-time electrician in Czechia.
Yeah,
not even a
yeah.
professional
All of the
baseball
other
player.
countries are just random players.
Yeah, and we have so many friends, especially from the Jornada movement, who are such passionate, diehard baseball fans that you can't really go a day without seeing some crazy, amazing story from the WBC. So it's been amazing.
Yeah, it's been good for storylines. It always is. I mean, it's a pod. Like I wasn't that hyped getting into it until I saw it again, and I was like, oh, it's been 5 or so months since baseball has ever been seen. 6 months, so it is like pretty exciting. America got fucking walloped by Italy, like really badly, and it was like very embarrassing. Yeah. Like imagine a team of,
Don't you mean America got whooped by Italian America?
yeah, which makes sense. I feel like that would happen, you know?
Just like zestier
Yeah.
America.
Zestier, trying harder America, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, I think the espresso, they do have to check it. It's giving them a focus advantage, you know? But yeah, just imagine like a team of rookie and second year players beating the All-Star team. That's essentially what it is. Pretty sure DR or Japan is going to win like last year.
Yeah, I was about to ask.
Like last time.
I know like DR is kind of like the favorite, but
It's like I would say the power ranking, like the tier list would probably be DR, Japan,
Puerto Rico.
and then Puerto Rico, America, and then Venezuela, Mexico. Mexico is really good, but they have a bunch of players that are Cuban because Cuba's not allowed to play.
Wait till Canada just wins this shit right now, bro.
Puerto Rico also has some Cubans.
Canada about to pop off.
Yeah.
Cuba doesn't have a team?
No, like I think there's still like sanctions against them or something like that.
Really?
So
I
they're
thought
not
I
allowed to
saw.
compete. Russia either wouldn't be able to, but they don't even play baseball.
Gotcha.
So
Does Costa Rica have a team?
not sure. I don't think so.
Okay.
But I mean, like any of the places that are hotbeds for baseball. I mean, like Japan. There's a ton of Japanese players now. Venezuela. There's a lot of players.
The Netherlands?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, the Netherlands are really big.
I didn't know that,
Yeah,
actually.
because they own all the islands. So Aruba, Curacao, French Guyana, Suriname.
Technicality.
All those countries don't have a big enough team, so they all play for the Netherlands
I
because
see.
they used to be Netherlands colonies. But yeah, my prediction will probably be DR, but go Italy. I like Italy. I like Japan. They're like very fun teams.
Yeah. Shout outs to baseball.
Shout outs to baseball, and then the season starts in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So let's go.
Want to talk about something else. So I couldn't fall asleep last night. I had some fucking grade A insomnia. And I decided to watch a little documentary that apparently Dylan has also seen.
I have seen it. I watched it earlier in the day because if I feel like I watched it at night, it would make me like not mad, but just like, documentaries make you think.
No,
you know?
yeah. And now that it did keep me up a little
I
bit.
watched it right after the Rob Ford documentary, which Marianti did not know about, and that was great.
Gotcha.
The mayor of Toronto who did crack cocaine.
What?
Yeah.
So
So did our New
That's
York
next
mayor.
podcast, guys.
Yeah,
we'll talk about Rob
we'll review on that. So I was watching a new Netflix documentary by what's his name? Something
Louis Theroux.
I was gonna say Justin Theroux.
Yeah, or
the
Max Theroux.
young, not the young, but the younger director. Yeah. More Max. It's Tyriot, Dylan.
Yeah, I know.
We've evolved. We know how to pronounce it now. But no, a new documentary by Louis Theroux called Into the Manosphere. And it's very interesting. Basically, he has a sit-down conversation with a number of bigger social media influencers who are kind of the bigger contributors into this whole red pill, alpha male, manosphere kind of world that's been built, right? They kind of reflect on certain people like the Tates, people like President Trump to a degree, but it really focuses on 4 influencers, okay? Focuses on an influencer named HS Tiki Taki, which we'll get to in a second. An influencer who goes by Myron Gaines. I found out not even his real name, famous for the Fresh and Fit podcast. A man named Justin Waller, who is an influencer who I think got big as a steel magnate and kind of promotes this whole young influencer, join my thing, join my Telegram group, make some money type of shit, right? And then last but not least, good old Sneeko. Okay. So these are
the
like
big guns. These are
the 4.
They didn't get the Tates. They didn't get the Tates, but they got everyone else.
I remember when Sneeko was not red pill.
So real quick, let's. I'm gonna get to that.
I mean, Sneeko made like countdown video,
like Subway interviews and shit.
And I'll get to that in a second, but there's a theme that you see very early on where I'm sorry, Joey's face is killing me right now. I forgot he's wearing the beard and he's looking at me so intense. Sorry,
because he's not. Yeah, he wasn't smiling before.
Yeah,
now you're smiling.
Yeah,
that weirdly looks more natural.
Yeah, it does. It really does. I'm not saying you have to do the whole episode, but it was strange. There's a recurring theme in the documentary where the influencer will be excited that Louis is showing up, right? They'll be like, oh, this guy's going to come in and do a documentary on me. It's going to be fucking awesome, right? But then they find out via their chatters or whatever that this guy does expose pieces on people or whatever. And they start to get way like, oh, I don't know, bro. I don't know if I could trust this man, So let's start with HS Tiki Taki, who's kind of like the main character of this documentary. He is a British influencer who got into a car accident and fled the country. So he's been living in Spain for like a year and change as he's avoiding jail time. His whole spiel is he streams on Kick. He walks around Spain flirting with women, assaulting pedos, all the shit that these people do. But he's a fucking idiot. He's just this big buff dude. He literally talks like this, And what's funny about it is there's a part in the documentary really early on, and
the documentary has way too much of him.
Yeah,
after a while,
he's the main character.
I've had enough of this guy.
To give you perspective, Louis Theroux, the guy who makes the documentary, goes out of his way to visit this guy 3 times because he knows every time he visits, he's gonna juice him for some more beautiful shit. But there's a great part, and keep in mind, both Louis Theroux and HS Tiki Taki are both English, but they have very, very different dialects. So there's a part really early on where Louis is like, well, what about your mum? What does she think about this persona? And HS is like, oh, she doesn't fucking like it. She doesn't fucking like it at all. No, she didn't grow up like this at all. She's she hates homophobia, sexism, all that. And she's like, but you still do it. He's like, yeah, I don't fucking care. I'm doing it in front of her. But he's so fucking it's hard to explain. They're just in their own little world, but they're all a different flavor of the same thing. Then he gets to this Justin Waller guy who
out of everyone, I hated Justin Waller the most going in.
He's so slimy because he's the kind of guy who'll be like, God bless you. He's like, everything's okay. You're he'll ask a question do you think this is okay? And he's like, it's fine. It is okay. And you're like, you're not answering any questions, But his whole spiel is he's there's actually, to be fair, I think all of them are into this whole one-way monogamy thing where they're basically allowed to sleep with every woman under the sun, but their woman has to be only for them and they have to clean everything and cook everything because, that fucking great ideology. But that being said, this guy's big on it, and he's like, yeah, you don't understand. She has her lane. She used to be an x-ray technician. She used to have a job, but now she cooks. She cleans. She watches the kids. That's her lane. I work. I provide. That's my lane. And we make it work because we love each other. But then, Louis Theroux's always asking the questions. He's like, but does that make her happy? And then, she'll come in and be like, and then like she'll try to explain, and then he'll be like, I got this, babe, I got this. She just wants what's going to make me happy. And then that makes us both happy. And it's like, shut the fuck up. All of you, be quiet.
It sounded almost made. I was like, at one point, I was like, this is like that's what makes a lot of his stuff, like Louis Theroux stuff, so good, is that it feels mockumentary at times. Like he just lets the camera roll, and you're like, this feels not real. Like,
Myron Gaines might just be my least favorite.
Yeah, before he was my least favorite, and it still is.
Yeah, if anything, it just amplified it. But Theroux is just kind of giving this whole behind the scenes take of where and how they shoot the Fresh and Fit podcast, and they do the vibe. There's like this really funny part. It starts with him interviewing him and Louis asking if he can interview his girlfriend Angie, and then finally he's like, yeah, you can interview, it's fine, don't ask questions. And the whole time he has like his girl on his arm, and he's like kind of like pivoting her answers or whatever, so you could tell he's already very controlling of his girlfriend alone. But then there's like a part where he's supposed to do a segment on their podcast, but it's later on, so he's waiting around, and he goes into a room and starts talking to like this girl who works for Myron, and she's like asking her questions, and she's like, oh yeah, we used to have a lot of fights back here, blah, 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 blah. And then Myron starts to realize that Louis isn't around and that he's talking to the girl, and he like texts the girl in like mid-documentary, mid-conversation. She's like, oh, I fucked up, I can't talk to you guys, I'm sorry. And Louis is like, oh, I apologize, I'm sorry if we jeopardized anything. She's like, oh no, you're good, it's just I can't talk anymore. So it's like super controlling of fucking everything. And that's why I don't have to
right then and there, like, and that's it, my time is done.
And I don't have to like, repeat everything I say, because every other word out of this guy's mouth is super offensive. But like, he has this whole spiel on their podcast where he basically invites a plethora of women to explain their careers and how they make money, and the majority of them are social media influencers, OnlyFans people, bottle service girls. And he just, he tells them, he's like, you're a whore, you're a bitch, you're fat, you have a 5 head, you're ugly, deal with it, you're fat and you're a whore, and you want a 10 out of a 10 guy, it's not gonna happen. He says it to their face. It's the craziest shit I've ever seen. I think for crazier than that is they have a whole system on YouTube where you could donate like $20 and they'll read the comment live. And the comments are like 10 times worse. And it's almost like the guy is reading it like, why did I fucking think of that? You are a fat ass stupid bitch. And it's like, Jesus Christ, man. But last but not least, we got Sneeko. And it's funny how Jerry brought up the whole, like, when you remember when Sneeko wasn't the whole red pill thing, because there's an interesting, like, the documentary ends with a pretty insightful part where even Louis kind of delves into like the fact, like he kind of goes into where this all starts from. Like, why are these people the way they are? And, there's this whole recurring theme of them not having father figures in their lives and so on and so forth. But there is this part where they show some of their like earliest content. Right. And there's like an interesting video of like Sneeko at maybe 15 years old making a YouTube video where he's like talking about how he might be a doctor because those are ideologies that his Filipino family has instilled in him. And it's like, how did this guy get to here?
Yeah,
it's fucking insane. But all that to say, it's a really, really good watch. It's a fucking interesting documentary. If you're really into watching people contradict themselves within the span of seconds, this is the documentary for you. And there's like, I'm not even exaggerating, at least 25 times in the documentary where it genuinely feels like this Louis Theroux guy just wants to like do a fucking Adam Scott look into the camera like what the fuck is happening here? There's even parts where he's looking around at other people like, am I hearing this right? It's insane. But great documentary. Shout outs to Louis. I'm glad that he went in deep with everything. But yeah. I'm not gonna rank it. I feel weird ranking a documentary. There's always some sort of bias in there. But,
well, this one's easy. I mean, there's what side are you
10 out of 10
on?
for me.
Bobby, what side are you on?
what are you talking about, Dylan? I'm a staunch misogynist.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I love my girlfriend. And I'm gonna send her this clip of the podcast. And then I'm gonna hold on. I love my girlfriend, and now I can put that over the hate. We're good. I just solved the problem. I hate my girlfriend. Oh shit! I played the clip again. Ah fuck! So now I did say it. I'm such a bad editor. But yeah, let's end this off because fucking our lucky leprechaun has fallen asleep. Let's talk about a game you and I played, huh?
Yeah, man.
High on Life 2?
Yeah, I really enjoyed that one. I played High on Life 1 because it was free that month on PlayStation. So, and the way the first one ends kind of like alludes to a second game. And I told myself, if a second game were to come out, I'd buy it. And then a second game came out. Wow, look at that.
Did you buy it?
I did buy it.
Oh, that's crazy.
So, funny game, the tutorial. Right off the bat, I was just having fun at the tutorial. Like that montage segments of like, oh, you're a celebrity, and like the tutorial is different channels, like the channel changing, and like American Ninja Warrior was the jumping, the parkour tutorial.
Yeah, I watched Bobby play that part and I hit it out.
Jimmy Time with Jimmy or whatever it is.
Yeah, Jimmy. Oh my gosh! Rest in peace to that skater, man, that died.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, there's so many crazy things about that game that, you know, is one thing, the whole like the guns, but I think it's just the humor of just like expecting the unexpected and things just happening out of crudeness is what I find the world just so interesting.
Well, the game is just like, the game's humor specifically is very tongue-in-cheek. It's like, it's not that they know that they're in a video game, but they know that the world they're in is fucking stupid, you know? It's like, I have, by the way, notes. I'm just trying to find them. There it is. I had pros and cons. I have more pros than cons, but I did want to say. One of my biggest pros was the enhanced gameplay. Like Joey said, I thought it was a pretty major improvement from 1 to 2. Not only did they improve like the amount of weapons you can use, but just bigger areas to explore. Also, new movement. I really liked the skateboard. I thought that was fucking sick. It's a really cool addition. I think it's a
great addition, the skateboard.
It also, like, it's hard to explain. Like, it feels like they could have not put it in the game and it still would have been fine, but just adding it really gives the game this new little like sense of flavor, and it just makes like exploring the worlds that much more fun because it's like this free flow sort of like, I'll just do this and grind on this and skate over here, as opposed to like jumping on something or walking up a stair set. But pretty fucking cool. Also, the new guns were pretty fucking cool. Shout outs to Travis and Jan. That was two of my favorite additions. The whole spiel with those guns. You first meet Travis, who is like a gun who is going through a pretty messy divorce with his wife, and he's like a drunkard, and he's like, I miss Jan. He's like, you know, Ken Marino is the comedian. That's who voices him.
Nice.
And then halfway through the game, you actually get Jan, and they like recover their marriage, and it becomes like an akimbo pistol situation type thing. So that's kind of like the joke with them. There's a Bo named Bowie, who's probably my new favorite. He's like a Hispanic one. He's like, we gotta fuck these guys up, man. But shout outs. I like the new the new guns. I like the continuation of the story. I felt like they did some kind of cool spiel. How the first game was about a cartel smoking humans. This one is about a pharmaceutical company turning humans into like pills. And I also like the art style and the humor, which I mean is pretty much the whole spiel of the game. That's kind of where it shines the most, and it's very unique art style and its unique humor. But I did have cons. I gotta say, I don't know if this happened for you, but the game was super buggy for me. It crashed for me like 3 times playing the game.
I haven't had any bugs.
There's like at least 3 times where I had to quit the game out and come back in because I was either soft locked or something didn't work.
I lied. I did have one bug, but it was not something that would have prevented like the fun of the game. There's you can sign up instead of going through the games route of like, we need to go and kill these people that are in charge of this pharmaceutical company. There was like, or you can go the legal way, and there's an office space with a little alien that's like, hi, so you're protesting against this pharmaceutical company. I just need you to sign these papers, and it's like 150 papers that you legit need to sign over and over and over and over and over and over. I did all 150, and they're like, awesome, and they pulled out another 150. Sign these too. So then I was doing over and over, and the stack on the left just keeps piling up. Apparently, if you sign like thousands worth of papers, you get a secret ending of like, you did it the legal way. Yeah. Wow. But my game crashed when I got to like the 200 mark, and everyone else was like, the game crashes, I can't get past the like 200 300 papers. And I'm like, it's funny that we're all trying. We were all trying this stupid
I didn't know
method.
that. Yeah, so a lot of just like buggy stuff, game crashes. I felt, and keep in mind, keep it with a grain of salt, because, you know, the game is all about the humor and the jokes and stuff. There's just a lot of unskippable dialogue where I just kind of found myself being in points where I was like, I just want to advance the game. I get that it's funny and that we're doing jokes, but like, God damn it, I want to shoot something, or I want to continue with the level. And then last but not least, this is kind of a weird con for me to have. Granted, I know it's a biased one, but I sort of wish the platinum was harder to get, if I'm being honest. It was an easy plat. It was very easy. I know like a lot of it is just missable stuff that you kind of need to know before you go into it, but besides that, like, you don't really need to collect everything at all. You don't have to do all this. What I'm trying to say is the game gives you a lot of extra shit that you could do, but the platinum doesn't make any of it really necessary. So it's like, oh, I guess I'll just stop here. And
yeah, there's collectible cards, and like one of the trophies in the previous game was to open all the chests. I got the platinum, and I still had like chests and cards I didn't collect.
Everywhere,
and I was like, I'm not getting it.
Yeah, I wasn't enticed to do it, you know, and it could have been cool, but I feel like that comes with the territory of like platinuming a game. And what I'm saying is, make the 100% tied to the plat. That's what I like.
Yeah, I think it felt weird kind of leaving the game. It felt like I didn't platinum it.
Again, weird criticism, I understand. But that being said, my review on High on Life 2, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. That was a good game.
I was about to say 9 out of 10. I was going to say 9 out of 10 or 4 out of 5.
You're a fucking biter, bro.
Bro, I reviewed it on Backlogged.
That's fair.
I did it before.
That's fair. That is fair.
It's funny that you said it's funny that you said that you wanted to skip dialogue. I spoke to them a million times.
No, I couldn't.
No,
I don't mean that. Like the parts where you actually have the conversations. I like that stuff. I just mean there's like a lot of parts in the game where like you're just waiting for a door to open, and some guy's like, "Oh, you're waiting for that door to open, right? Yeah. Well, I could open it for you, or you could just talk to me." Like there's like 8 jokes like that, and I'm just like, "Open the fucking door!" Like after a while, it's not even funny. It's just like
the first few times it's funny, and then after that, you're like, "No, you're wasting my time on purpose."
But yeah, 9 out of 10. That was a very fun game. I would actually recommend it. So shout outs. And I think there's going to be a 3. I mean,
I actually would like to be a 3.
Also, I don't know if you noticed it, but you know the whole trophy tied to it where you have to find the 3 whatever messages.
Yeah.
The third message that you find in the lab camp in the secret room, there's a picture of Kenny on it. The original gun voiced by Justin Roiland.
Like it was like ripped apart.
Yeah, so I think he might return in the new one. And I mean, it's not, but you just get the guy who voices Morty to do it. Like it's not that hard. It's the same exact voice. Yeah, but I do hope he returns because Kenny was one of my favorite Gatlians, so to speak. Shout out to High on Life 2. Great game. Glad I got to speak about it finally. And that's that. Did we do it? Did we? Is that the St. Patrick's Day episode?
That is the St.
Are we just going to lead into the jam and the yam and the bam and the slam of the week?
I love that we did not say anything about St. Patrick's.
What is, what
we did enough.
What is there to say? What?
We've been doing this for 6 years, man.
What is you got?
We've done Irish segments. We've drank Guinness.
Eat corned beef.
Dylan did it as Irish accent once. That was probably peak, you know. But you know,
I also can't do it now.
Listen, we mentioned it at the beginning. Would it make you feel better if I said, hey, thanks for St. Patrick's Day and put some like green? I don't know. I'll figure it out. Thanks for committing to the bit, Joy. Really, genuinely. You look good.
Thanks.
Guys, the national bird of Ireland is the northern lapwing.
Throw it up.
Throw it up.
Look at that.
Throw it up.
Crazy.
Corned beef is good, though. I fucking love corned beef.
Never had it.
It's fucking good.
Yeah, there's over...
It's like, imagine pastrami, but like, not as tender?
There's also over 30,000 castles.
Yeah.
Wow.
Some of those castles.
Castle.
All right, let's do the fucking jam yam. That's enough Irish stuff. Who wants to do a musical recommendation, so to speak?
I'll do one.
Jerry, do one.
It's yet another Mac Miller song. This one is it's called S.D.S. Somebody Do Something. Mm-hmm. And there's a bar in the song that references the Chappelle Show joke, dial on, dial on, dial on.
Nice. That's actually sick.
My slam is going to go to the artist Tobacco, who did the music for High on Life 2 and I think 1.
Oh, cool.
The song is called Constellation Dirtbike Head. And I think they used it for the trailer, the cinematic trailer, and I was like, this is a dope song. Like listening to it, I liked it.
Nice.
Cool.
My yam of the week is from a band that has new music, but it's not one of their new songs, and that's Hot Mulligan with the song Fly Move. A lot of bands, their B-sides are just better, and I don't know why. They have a weird B-side that's way better than their other songs. But yeah, Fly Move, good song.
Fire. Mm-hmm. My jam of the week is going to go to a great artist, but kind of a weird pick for me. It's going to go to Ray Charles with the song Hit the Road Jack. Man.
Oh, shit.
My song, or I was going to say my song, my dad introduced me to this song when I was like 7, 8 years old in the car radio once. And I just remember having like memories of memorizing the song as a kid, and then for whatever reason it just played on a radio station the other day, and I was like, holy shit, Hit the Road Jack. Started listening to it again. Great fucking song. So that's right, Hit the Road Jack, because that's episode 281 of the podcast. Yeah. All right, thanks for watching the Joystick Show, episode 281 of the Joystick Show.
Can we do like some type of like movie show where you're Ray Charles and you're trying to learn that song?
There's a number of problems with that, Dylan, that I'm not even gonna start to go into. A number of steps that would have
that you're Puerto Rican and not blind.
And yeah, that's primarily what we're getting at. But I appreciate you thinking I have the ability to do that. I'd like to think I also have the ability to do that.
Yeah,
but
movie magic.
You know. Yeah. Also, I didn't even talk. Did you hear about there's a new Family Guy spinoff?
Yeah, I saw
out.
the Stewie.
Stewie's getting a show. Oh my God. Get ready for Stewie the Show. Not to be confused with MLB the Show. That's a video game.
Not to be actually, now that I think about it, there's no other famous Stewies.
Yeah. Yeah. But thanks for watching. We appreciate you. And stay safe out there. Have a happy St. Paddy's Day. Dylan, let us out with something Irish. You gotta know something in Irish. Huh? You just say something in Greek, we'd never know.
I mean, I my favorite is Pogmathon. That's like always the best.
What is that?
Pogmathon.
And it means?
Kiss my ass.
Well, we probably shouldn't leave people with that, but you know.
It's in the spirit.
Pogmathon.
Yeah.